Give a round of applause for Robyn.
Hello. I decided to start writing every day since my boyfriend left me to become a salmon fisher in Alaska. And I've held myself to that, and I'm very proud of myself. So I'm going to read something I wrote. Yeah, let me find it. It's a prose piece about my experience living in New Paltz, New York, as a student. It's called Forever. We are all lost here in this little bubble of a town, a haven for creatures of all types to feel safe and protected in. At night is when the real fun starts. You can see them crawling out of the crevices of the sidewalk, out of inconspicuous doorways wandering into the phantasmal air of the night. The most notable appearances are from the shadowed man smoking his camels under the rainy street lamp, a sad one indeed. Girls who dance with their tops off without a care in the world as everyone stares on with adoration and awe. A robust energy of femininity that these curvy creatures absorbed and spewed out during fits of cocaine and alcohol-fueled adrenaline. We were all off of it. Even the ones who did. It was almost like a toxic wave of preserving one's youth that enveloped over the village during these times, a radiant air that emitted the smell of tobacco and vodka that was unmistakable. Everybody enjoyed living this fantasy where we could walk down the streets smoking blunts and screaming with all the hopeless fear that flowed through our veins. We were living in a pathetic world of pathetic people trying to become somebody. It felt like a constant lingering acid trip that you just couldn't shake, ones that leave you all hazy with feelings of complete, overwhelming despair about our status in these lives we were making for ourselves. Being a starving artist didn't seem like such a distant dream now, since it was becoming all of our realities. The days sitting above Main Street with a look of complete withdrawn sadness from a mix of the copious amounts of weed we all smoked and how little I allowed myself to eat ever made the whole experience complete. There was no use to complain because somebody always had it worse, and you would always feel more bad about acting so pitiful about your life when the person sitting next to you was withdrawing from heroin, begging you to suppress their cravings. We all experience the inevitable downward spiral associated with this life, the days pulling yourself to walk and burning under the rays of the sun, unable to escape your own desire to leave, but too weak to move out of the way of the light. The most bitter part about this kind of life is the unescapable need for acceptance. People will go from attractive, bright, hopeful young kids to drug-addicted, semi-conscious, scared addicts. You can see it in their bodies when they look like they're sleeping, but if you look closer, they are shaking and sweating, their minds resembling a thick, dreary fog. And the maximum of this all, get a fucking education, succeed, and prosper. We are all here, wandering through this endless maze we find ourselves constantly getting lost in, trying to find a way out. I'm going to read one more thing. I don't really know what to read, but I'm just going to read what I wrote today when I woke up in the morning, because I was feeling really shitty when I woke up, and I just wrote about that. It's called Tears. I cry myself to sleep, and when I wake up, because you aren't besides me. Because my mind doesn't put me to sleep anymore, I have to. I'm drawn closer and closer to temptation every minute, and I feel it caving in on me. All I want is to feel whole, but all I see before me is dull and gray. And I feel my light dimming before me when all I want is to feel that warmth. I get scared of my own loneliness when it's my only comfort. I don't need you. I don't need any of you. I feel my ribs, my hips, my innards turning out, and I feel my head spinning round and round, trying to settle itself in place when I can only see 360 degrees around. I see the whole world around me and I'm sad because it doesn't provide me with what I want or what I need. It shits on me and pisses on me and pukes all over me, but you can always just sit in the rain, the tears, and let them flow. Clean me off, screw my head back onto my shoulders, and turn my frown into a whimpering smile, because it's always better to be pathetically happy than hopelessly sad.